Hello to my 2014 layout wrap up before I head back up to Brisbane for the Christmas period. Here you see S301, there it is, coming through on our continuous run section. Next to it is one return loop and an unfinished one closest to us in the shop. As you see, S-Class is on the outside because it's going around to this section, which has the plank of wood crashing down. It's okay. Yeah. And you can see here, it leaves the staging yards, it heads off on its own. Meanwhile, the staging yard, only the outside one is operational at the moment. Where the tangerine set is, that's not operational. Yeah, here we go. S-Class goes into the passing loop. Oh well, it will be a passing loop when I put the track down, but at the moment this is our continuous run. Goes around there, around the bottom, up there, then comes up to the junction. Work done here is a bit of the basic series stuff done, and on the edges of the spline I've put bits of cork and balsa to allow you to do the ballast shape and attach other seaming material to it later. This town, called ICH, is how it's spelt. Still there's a lot of work to be done. You can see I've put in more cork here. That's going to be a head shunt for the container terminal and the yards. I still have to build a number 6 double slip to go here, or purchase one, or number 8 might be better. Meanwhile, you can see we've got a station to go there. That's the location. It's going to be like a Sydney Island platform. Meanwhile, we've got the grain silo in place, the Precision Models one, ready to accept grain. And that's about it for this station. There's not really much happens here. We'll just watch the train come off the branch line, and that's the advantage of this continuous run. Just let that go around by itself the whole time. Okay, to other areas. Not much has happened at the top station. Still working out track plans for this area. It's going to be about 4 or 5 track lengths in width, and as you can see I've got bits of wood there to simulate the platforms. So there will be a station like that one sitting there, and we've got 2 passenger platforms and the yard between it. This road here won't be a platform, it'll be a goods road with a fence here. Let's move quite a distance away. First of all, we'll have a look at some of the operations bits. Here's a timetable where I've got the loco types here shown in different colours, and I've got the graph, the time and distance. The dot shows me that we're at Dabula, and there's the first train of the timetable would be DP105, leaving at about 6:45, and so on. Also, we've got the guides to run the points remotely using the control cab. So it tells you the name of the location, what point number you got, and whether it's normal or reverse. And all the other stations have a similar thing. They've got their cheat board and a timetable. There's a timetable for JJ Loop. It's the same timetable but further down the order. Okay, meanwhile, let's continue on. There's one of the radio cabs in use, and you see I've got some sockets. So I can now use normal cabs or controllers rather than radio cabs if I so wish. Nothing much has changed here at Grayston, except that I've got more scenery happening at the back there. The basic scenery, just the basic grass covering the old foam which is visible up there. And moves you on down past the train to this end. This end's in a bit of a change. I've got this big structure happening, which is going to be some big factory of some sort. I'm replacing the track with code 55 eventually. That's code 83 sitting there at the moment. Stupid thing is I didn't have to pull the track up, which I had there originally, so I changed it because the backdrop now curves a bit more inwards like that, creating a bigger gap or bigger building footprint. But oh well, we learn these on things. There's still a bit of track work to be happening here to join it up, and some points to be fixed. For instance, I've got a bit of point work to be done here because there's a bit of a gap missing just there. See, the rails just fallen in, just a tiny piece, but they'll be done next year. So let's continue on to what I always call the sunroom. Here, not much has really happened here. The low level's pretty much the same as is. Only one line runs through, the main line here, which is the platform road this side. All the rest of the track is absolutely dead at this stage. This, of course, being the former Broughton from the Eltham Railway Club's Panton Hill layout, been incorporated into my railway. The track work is being hand laid mainly because it's interfacing to existing hand laid track, and I couldn't buy the points to suit, so I built them myself. Not much else to be really talked about here. So there's the entrance to the staging yard where you go in. The middle track's the main line. Bit of wobble there actually. And either side is, left hand side is a head shunt, and the right hand side is an industry. So it's model dwarf line, so I can send anything down there if I wish. Meanwhile, up at Warren Loop, it's pretty much the same as it was for the last year, except that now the third track is now alive. I can now shunt up and down it, so I can retrieve those cement wagons down here. And over here, that's where the cement plant will be eventually. Not a lot has changed upstairs in the staging yards. It's pretty much the same. No change actually at all. But eventually we'll have a camera somewhere around here pointing so you can see what loco you've got on the line. Other changes have been in this area here. They've done more scenic treatment. So I've got my culvert and the tunnel. Well, it's a long culvert really, not a tunnel. But it's modelled and the basic scenery is in place. So that trains on this level can no longer fall to the ground, which is good because they tend to break. Place is as messy as ever, even though I had cleaned it up several times. Meanwhile, our upper staging area where you select which way you want to come in, and then which way you want to go out, and your roster board. So this accounts for every train on this upper staging yard. I've got 2 trains in there, 2 trains in there, only 1 train in there, and 2 trains in there. None in the sidings here because there's nothing here. And then, so I've got 1 train in number 7. So each time I take the train out, I wipe it off, and each time I put one in, I write it in. Oh, there goes that continuous run train. Good old West 306 going as usual. That's about it really for this year. Not much work has happened down here where the big bridge is. That's going to be terrained up. Oh yeah, I did put a bit of this K-Nite stuff in here to start filling in the gaps. And as you see, I've got my basic landform happening along the outside of the aisleway here. You won't see that blue chucks there eventually. They'll be plastered over and then painted and scenic up. So there we go. Have a